We'd like you to meet another Artomat artist who has been featured in the Artomat Benton Harbor.
Hi, my name is Kim Ballesteros. I'm an Artomat artist based in Houston, Texas, and most of my Artomat art is felt and embroidery. Thanks so much for asking these questions. My first one is, how did you learn about Artomat or get started with it? Well, I discovered Artomat on Instagram about 8 years ago, and then not long after that, my husband started working at a Whole Foods market where they had a machine. So I was really excited to see an Artomat in person. I purchased my first piece of art there, and I thought it was such a cool concept. I printed off the prototype submission instructions, and I kind of filed them away for a few years. Number two, how long have you been making art with Artomat? Since the spring of 2020. I'd always had it in the back of my mind to apply, but life got in the way. Right before the pandemic hit, I actually created a list of possible ideas, and I still have it saved in my notes file on my phone. Ultimately, I decided on mini felt flower pens, as I'd made larger flower pens off and on for several years. Also at this time, I was working as an assistant for an embroidery studio, and I was learning how to stitch. So I decided to add embroidery to the flowers. They looked really fun and cute. I also designed mini felt pennant banners for my submission. And I reopened my Etsy shop to show examples of both Artomat prototypes, along with some larger flower pens and flags and drink stirrers and cupcake decorations. And when both of the prototypes were approved, I was completely over the moon to be an Artomat artist. And I started producing items that summer. What is my favorite part of being involved with Artomat? I just think it's the coolest concept ever. I've said that already. I love the fact that the art is affordable, and it's just such a fun surprise to put your token in and get a little miniature piece of art. I like knowing that I'm kind of spreading a bit of joy. All of my items are really colorful and fun, and I hope they kind of improve someone's day or week when they get a piece of mine out of the machine. That's the reason I started making my emotional support chickens, just wanting to spread a little joy. And you know, when you submit your art, I'm also an assemblage artist as well, and when you submit an art to a show and it gets approved and it's hanging on the wall and you're really excited, but you don't know if anyone's really going to buy it or want to pay that much for it. And this way I know that my art is going to get into somebody's hands, and that makes me really happy. So that's my favorite part. Where am I located and has it influenced my art? Yes, I am from Texas. I live in Houston, and I love the Big Bend part of West Texas. So I stitch a lot of Texas landscape items, you know, Western motifs like cowboy hats and horseshoes and stars and cacti and ocotillo and mountains and agave plants. I stitch most of those when I'm making my little mini hoop embroidery necklaces. I'm also influenced by places I travel to. Just recently, I had an artist residency in Silver City, New Mexico, and I stitched up a bunch of emotional support chickens while I was there. I used red and yellow for the New Mexico flag. I used greens for the Hatch green chilies. I used blue for the sky and turquoise jewelry and browns for the desert. So that was really fun. Next year I'm moving to Oregon, so I can't wait to see how that new landscape is going to influence my art. Finally, I guess my last question is, has making art for Artomat led to or developed from other artistic endeavors? Well, yes, Artomat came from previous work that I'd done, stitching larger flowers and things like that. But this also really helped me with my embroidery. And so I started embroidering bigger pieces that I sell in West Texas at a shop in Sanderson. And stitching hand towels and bandanas. I also started an Etsy embroidery business during the pandemic where I did custom stitching on sweatshirts and t-shirts and bandanas, and I did that for about 3 years, and it was a really great business. And I think I have Artomat to kind of thank for that. It made me a lot more confident in my stitching, and that led me to opening my shop. Thanks so much.
Thank you to artist Kim Ballesteros for creating this video to answer our questions about herself, her art, and her involvement with Artomat. Look for her art in Artomat machines around the country and internationally. The next time you're in Southwest Michigan, stop by the livery and check out the Artomat machine. Make your first purchase or your next purchase of affordable art. If you think you might want to become a contributing artist, host a machine, or just want to know where other art can be purchased, go to artomat.org and find out all of the information.